ever wished that you could travel back to where your ancestors came from? Do you ever wish you could travel and walk the streets that they walked, see the houses that they lived in, or perhaps just see the view that they had from their front porch? Well, if so, you're in the right place because we are going to be talking about heritage travel today. Hi, I'm Lisa Lisson with Are You My Cousin, where I strive to take the overwhelm out of your genealogy research. And before we start talking about traveling to where our ancestors lived, I would love it if you would hit that subscribe button down below. That way you will not miss any new videos that I post here at the Are You My Cousin YouTube channel. With the popularity of DNA testing over the past few years, people have been able to realize like never before where our ancestors came from. And that's given rise to a popular travel term known as heritage travel or heritage tourism, where we are traveling back to where our ancestors lived. Now, it might be back to another country, or it could be back to another area of the United States. In my case, sometimes it's really just an hour down the road to be able to walk the streets where my ancestors walked, to be able to stand at the river that they would cross, to be able to stand in front of a building that an ancestor was running the construction crew for. It doesn't have to be necessarily all the way back across the ocean. It can be simply down the street. It can be in your state. It can be close by. But heritage tourism, nonetheless, is becoming very popular. And I think part of that reason is there is something about that connection that we have with our ancestors when we literally stand where they stood, where we can immerse ourselves in the culture that they lived, where we can immerse ourselves in a culinary experience and eat the foods that they may have eaten. There is an innate sense of connection there. It's a connection that many of us are oftentimes seeking out. So how do you go about starting your adventure as a heritage traveler? Well, one of the first things you need to do is really decide which line it is that you want to research. Which family line do you want to learn more about and connect more about and perhaps travel to their hometown? Once you've done that, well, you need to do the research. So if you're a genealogy researcher yourself, you can do the research yourself, or you can hire somebody to do that if that's not your thing. But you need to find out where they came from. And to do that, you have to get into the genealogy records. If you are just starting your genealogy research, I will put a link down below in the description to an article that I've written over on the website about how to start your genealogy research. If you're new to genealogy, you're going to find a very rewarding experience waiting for you. So once you've decided who you want to trace out, which line, you find out where they actually came from, then you've got to make a couple decisions. Is this going to be a trip that you are going to make on your own? Are you going to take care of all the arrangements? Are you going to figure out where it is you want to go? Or are you going to join a tour group? Either way, you will have a fabulous experience. On your own, obviously, it's going to be very much tailored to what you want to do. When you're doing that, though, if you're creating that trip on your own, you want to make sure that when you've decided the places you want to go, that they are accessible. If there's anything particularly, maybe you want to do some research, maybe you want to visit certain museums, maybe there's certain historical sites you want to see, you're going to need to make sure of their hours, make sure they're open when you want to be there, make sure what's the best time of year to go. If you're looking at a lot of outside sites, is this the rainy season or not the rainy season? So you're going to need to think through some of those processes as well. Other people really are interested in more of a tour group type of atmosphere, and this is a fabulous way to go, particularly if you are looking to immerse yourself in a culture and to learn about that culture. You can, tour guides who specialize in heritage tours know the area, they know the regions very well, they know the best way to structure a tour. And so when you work with a tour group or work with a tour guide, you are going to get a fabulous experience as well. It's really up to you as to how you choose to do that. I personally am a little kind of in between, but because I have a husband who is in the travel industry, I get to do the best of both worlds, where I can plan my own as well as have somebody familiar with the tourism industry take care of those nitty-gritty details that I don't necessarily want to take care of. Now, what happens? A lot of us want to travel or we want to experience areas where our ancestors lived, but we can't actually travel to those areas. That's okay. We have a few options. So, using Google Earth or Google Maps is a fabulous way to virtually walk the streets where your ancestors walked. I have done this a number of times. I have done this in rural settings, just in rural North Carolina when I couldn't get somewhere I wanted to be. I've done this in for ancestors on my husband's side of the family in Lithuania when I can't get over there at this current time. So I've been able to walk the streets where his ancestors were. I've been able to walk the streets of New York where some of the immigrant ancestors came into and find the locations where they lived. I've been able to see the synagogues and their places of worship. It's an important way to be able to connect, and I feel am able to connect in a different way by walking the streets through those Google Earth and Google Map applications. Another thing that is becoming more and more available online, museums for certain areas are putting virtual tours online or virtual collections. It is a fabulous way to peruse some of those historical museums and collections and learn about that culture in a way that perhaps you wouldn't necessarily be able to previously. So check out the virtual museums and what's out there as well. You can also find YouTube videos that give you virtual tours of areas. So I would encourage you to seek out those YouTube videos as well. So we have lots of options, guys, when it comes to heritage tourism. We can actually do the physical travel, or we can do it in a virtual way if necessary. Either one is a fabulous way to find that connection with our ancestors. All right, guys. Have a great day. Before you head off to explore some of those heritage tourism ideas, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button down below so you don't miss the next video here at Are You My Cousin? Have a great day, guys. Bye.